Hello guys, this is how I study Diamond Sutra. So let me open this Diamond Sutra. So this sutra in Tibetan Dharma language it's called Doji Chepa Jukso. Doji is a short form of Diamond Doji Phalam. So this sutra is called Diamond Cutter Sutra because like diamond cuts all the hard substances, this sutra also cuts our illusions, self, all those solid things which we have been grasping as true. That's why this sutra is called Diamond Sutra, and another synonym for this sutra is also it's called Gone Beyond Wisdom Sutra. So let me study this. And if we do not understand in the first go, if you can get a glimpse of 5% of its meaning, it's good enough, because this sutra is not like reading ordinary novels, which has single-pointed meaning. This sutra is a culmination of 84,000 verses of entire Buddha's teaching. So 84,000 verses of entire Buddha's teaching has been culminated for other great beings into the 20,000 verses, which is called Niti, or 20,000 verses. You can see these three volumes are 20,000 verses of Buddha's teaching. From 84,000 verses, they have been summarized for great beings. Then these three also had been summarized for all those arahants and other great beings. This is called Ashta Sahasrika Pragya Paramita Sutra Gyatompa. Now from this, it has been reduced to another around 22 leaflets. You could see it's a highly consolidated, compact teachings of Buddha's, the entire teaching of Buddha. So if we do not understand in the first go, one need not worry much. So I'm also studying this for the first time, so I'll keep on studying, and as I go on progressing, I'll have found different meanings. So this sutra, you see, it starts as Jagarkidu, which means in Sanskrit Arya Vajrachedika Pragya Paramita Nama Mahayana Sutra. So this sutra here, Arya Vajrachedika Pragya Paramita Nama Mahayana Sutra, which means Arya means, here it means Arya has many meanings, noble beings, I know, but here it means noble, the noblest or exalted form of teachings of Buddha. That's why Arya. Vajra means it's a diamond. Chedika means cutter, so diamond cutter sutra. So Pragya Paramita means wisdom. Pragya Paramita means gone beyond wisdom. Nama, this is how it's titled. Mahayana Sutra. So this sutra falls under the third vehicle of Buddhism out of the 9 vehicles. So third vehicle is Bodhisattva vehicle, or you can say Bodhisattvayana. So Beikidu in Tibetan Dharma language, Papa Sherab ki Paril to Chimpa Doji Chepa Shehi Jawa Tekpa Chimpe Do. So it's exalted or the noble, highest, gone beyond wisdom, called Diamond Cutter Sutra, which falls under the category of Mahayana, Tekpa Chimpe Do Mahayana Sutra. So when this kind of scriptures are translated from Sanskrit to Tibetan Dharma language, Shoke, which is written here in this script, so usually those translators, they pray to all the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, which is called Jurcha. While they're translating, they do supplications. So that's why you can see Sangeda Chachusempa Tham Jala Cha Chelo means they're supplicating to. Sangha means Buddha, Chachusempa means Bodhisattva, Thamchen means all. To all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I supplicate. That's what it means. Dikidagi Tepadichina. Now, this all 84,000 verses of Buddha's teachings have been all narrated by Ananda, Buddha's cousin and the chief disciple. Perhaps Ananda used to be Buddha's lieutenant kind of person who used to be always with Buddha. So when Buddha was alive, nothing was written. So after Buddha's parinirvana, and all the sutras were written. So Dike means thus. Dagi Tepa Dichina, thus have I had at one point in time. So Chomdende Nyenye na Bhagwan was in the city of Shravasti. Nyenye means, actually if you literally translate, it means popular city, which in Sanskrit it means Shravasti. Nyenye na, so Bhagwan was living in a city of Shravasti, in a Gelbu Gelje ki Chel means grove or forest, dedicated in honor of Gelbu means prince, and the name of the prince was Gelje Jetava. So in honor of his name, Jetava's forest. So Bhagwan was residing in Shravasti, that used to fall under the forest, great group of Jetava forest. Prince Jetava was a son of King Prasanajit. So, and that too, a particular place. For example, in India, in Delhi, at some particular place, cornered place, suppose like that. Likewise, in Shravasti, place called in the city of Shravasti, that too, in a forest belonging to Jetava, Prince Jetava, son of King Prasanajit, and that forest, that part which was made into Buddha's ashram or sangha or monastery, that was actually donated by a person called Sudat. And Sudat was later on named as Anathapindada by Buddha. Anatha means protectionless, genme. That means those who don't have protection. Zejin means one who gives Pinda means one who gives Anatha means protectionless. So to those who gave to those protectionless people who gave alms. So that's how Anathapindada means. In Tibetan Dharma language, it's translated as Genme Zejin. So since he has bought from King Prasanajit and donated to Buddha for his establishment of his sangha, so that's why Buddha named that sangha, that place sangha, where sangha was located, as Genme Zejin Gikingarawa. That park was named in honor of Anathapindada, because he bought from King Prasanajit and donated to Gautam the Buddha. There are very beautiful stories behind, but let me not waste my time here, our time, by going into that historical part. So that park where the Buddha's sangha was established was named after Genme Zejin, means Anathapindada, who was formerly known as Sudat, but Buddha named him as Anathapindada, one who gives alms to protectionless, homeless people and all. So in there, Bhagwan was living there, along with Gelongtong Nijangapchi Gelonggi Gaden Chempodang, means Gelongtong Nijangapchi means 1000, Nijangapchi means 215. So Bhagwan was residing with 1250 monks, a great assembly, Gaden Chempo, a great assembly of 1250 monks. The Chempodang, Chachu Sempo Chempo Raptu Mongpo Dag da Tap Chik to Jukte means, and also Bodhisattva and Mahasattva. Raptu Mangpo means numerous Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Bhagwan was living together with them. Tapjik to Shukte, Dene then Chomdende Ngadudikitse. So then one morning, or you can say at dawn, the Kitse Shamdata Chegi Kulas Selte means Bhagwan took up his bowl, dressed completely. The lower part of the robe is called Shamta, and the upper part of the robe is called Chegi. Kula Selte means dressed up completely. Lungze means begging bowl. Lungze namne means held the begging bowl. Nyenye Kidong Hechempo, Nyenye Shravasti, Nyenye Kidong Hechempo means a great city of Shravasti. Senem Gichir Shekso, for the purpose of begging alms, Buddha has reached there. Shekso. Shekso can even mean reach there or having reached here also. So then Chomden de Nyenye Kidong Hechempo, Senam Gichir Sheikh ne. Now, after having reached the great city of Shravasti for the purpose of begging alms, now let me make one thing clear here. During the time of Gautam Buddha, 2,600 years ago, perhaps 26 centuries, looks like there were no video like now. So Ananda has not missed a single moment. So in a very Ananda also actually he was known for possessing photographic memory. So Ananda has not missed anything. It is like videotaping how Buddha took up his ball, put up his upper robe, all those things moment to moment. And there are a couple of reasons why it has to be in detail, because Buddha's movement is not just mechanical movement like us, and also when he consciously moves, he's signaling to many other beings. To us, he's teaching us through such words which we can hear, and to other Buddhas who have never heard of such teachings before, although they are enlightened, those beings also come near Buddha, which is invisible to many people. So during that time, and they receive through signal or some mind-to-mind transfer, the communication. Then also those 13 Bhumi Bodhisattvas, Vidyadharas, those people also, I cannot say people, those great Mahasiddhas also come to receive Buddha's teaching, but through signal. So Rigzendaji, so through them. So when Buddha moves, many things are conveyed. Then Gangsa Nyenji to ordinary beings like us, through words, through sounds. So that way, Ananda doesn't miss anything. So because there are lots of symbols involved in it. That's one thing. And second thing, Ananda didn't want to add and further dilute anything. So exactly narrated what he has heard, what he has seen. So that's why. That's why you see, for the purpose of begging early morning, Bhagavan has reached the great city of Shravasti, and having reached there, otherwise Ananda would have summarized, but see how he is narrating. Having reached there for the purpose of begging alms, Jeze Juktusel to, then Jeze, all those holy foods, because the food offered to Buddha or to any monks become holy. So that's Jeze. Juktusel to, actually, Juktu means that food offered had been received, and Selto means ate. That's what it means literally, but there are some inner meaning to it. All the food offered to Buddha becomes a prasad, holy food. Juktu Selto means with no complaint, no differentiation whether it's a good food, tasteless, tasty, all those things. So that's how, with no complaint, the holy food has been eaten by Buddha. That's what we can say. So then Zeki Jewa Zede, then after performing all the food activities like had it been videotaped, we could have seen Buddha eating, washing the bowls or anything, I don't know, begging bowl. Then you see, now it was morning time, so we could consider it as a breakfast. So Buddha has decided not to beg the lunch. So that's what Zeichime, the later meal. The alms that could have made lunch, the later meal, had been decided, Buddha decided to avoid it. Zeichime, Senampangne, then so begging bowl and the upper part of the rope has been kept somewhere, maybe where Buddha was set, where Buddha sat. Then Japsilte, Buddha washed his feet, Then Shampala, then seat was arranged for him. Then Shampani la kilmotung che peso in the position of cross-legged Padmasana and body staten ku dampursant the body staten. Then Panyin du jarne the awareness fixed in front or quite vividly. So Jukso, that's how Buddha is said. We can see even in some statue how Buddha with half closed eyes, just that is, you can say, fixing an awareness in front. That's how Buddha was sitting there. Then Gelong Mangpe, because other monks have also gone, Buddha's followers, monks have also gone for begging the alms at the same time. Then Gelong Mangpe, Chomden de Galawa there. So then lots of monks approached Galawa there. Dongte means approach where Buddha was. Galawa there. Chomden de Galawa there means where Buddha was. They proceeded, approached, and Lakne means they proceeded towards it. Chomden de ki Shabla goe chak chelte, then they have proceeded towards the feet of Buddha. Actually, not exactly. We cannot imagine 1200 monks, bodhisattvas, and mahasattvas one by one touching the Buddha's feet. Then it would have taken the entire day. So means where Buddha was, towards that they have prostrated. Then Gelong Mangpe Chomden de Galawa der Dongte Lagne. Then all those I'm repeating, all those monks, after having returned from begging alms, they approached to where Buddha was and prostrated towards the Buddha. Chomden de la lensum korwa jene chok chitu kedo. Then they have circumambulated Bhagwan 3 times. Lensum korwa jene chok chitu means in one direction, kedo they have set or settled, you can say. Yang de che, further during that time, Yang de che, Neten Rabjor, Neten means senior monk. So Rabjor means Subhuti. So di ni du deeper, khor di ni du deeper jurte du go. He was also assembled in that group. Khor di ni du deeper assemble jurte du go. He was also assembled there. That's what it means. Then Chedang Nepa Rabjoten Lanti, then Subhuti rose from his seat. Lagi Thakpachi to Zarne then put up his upper part of the shawl towards one shoulder. Pimo Yepe Langa means the Pimo Yepe means right knees, Langa that knee bone, which is called Patila. Patila bone. Sala Tsukte has put it on his ground. It's a tradition of paying homage and receiving teachings even to kings, not only to Buddha. That was the tradition in India even now. Then Chomden de Galawa there means where Bhagwan was. Luksu Themojar Watine means separately. Loksu. Separately he folded his palm and bowed. Tine means bowed. Chomden de la Dikiche Selto, that's how Subhuti has prayed to Buddha or asked Buddha Selto. Then Chomden de Deshinshekpa, Dachompa Yandapa Zope Chansu Sempa, Sempa Chempa, Namla, Pen Dakpe, Dampa, Jinyepe, Pen Dakpadang. So let me explain this. Now Subhuti is not asking question directly, now appreciating Buddha. So Bhagwan, Tathagat, Arahant, Bhagwan means Chamdende, Dejinshekpa means Tathagat, Dachompa means Arahant, Yangdapa means pure, Zokpe means the completely enlightened. So Bhagwan, Arahat, Samyak, Sambuddha in Sanskrit. So that's how Buddha has to be described. Buddha cannot be described just as a Buddha because there are other Buddhas also who have come here back from the Tushita heaven and many other, we don't know actually, but according to scriptures, great realms of permanent bliss, they say. So from those realms, even the Buddhas who are enlightened have come to receive these teachings because during their time, when although they are enlightened, they never got chance to listen to this kind of new treasure from the Buddha. So that's why we have to differentiate Gautam the Buddha from those Buddha. Gautam Buddha he was a Bhagwan who is coming from nowhere, going nowhere. Dejin Shikpa Champa, he is a foe destroyer. All those 5 poisons have been defeated, and he's purest, no hypocrisy, nothing. Then Dzogpe Sangye means completely enlightened. There are stages of enlightenment, but Gautam Buddha. So this is how we will do justice if we address Buddha, not just Buddha. So Buddha has actually Sangye ki in a nutshell. Chanchu sempa sempa chempo namla pen dakpe dampa jinye pa pen dapa dang. So those Chanchu sempa means bodhisattva, sempa chempo is mahasattvas. Those bodhisattvas and mahasattvas namla those pen dakpe dampa means with highest benefit. Jinye pa as much as, because Buddha is not like ordinary being who will benefit someone in an installment, 10% today, 20% tomorrow, not like that. So with the highest benefit, as much as there is, so pen dakpadang, those bodhisattva mahasattva had been benefited. Now, if I may a little bit elaborate this, obviously, when we benefit through materialism, that's just nothing. It's like we are robbing from left hand and giving a gift, being generous with the right hand. So this kind of things. And then there's something called Mijik Chapki Jimpa, which means, I have explained Zangzing Horgi Jimpa, Mijik Chapki Jimpa, which means saving somebody, protecting from calamities. It could be in the form of material also, of course. So that comes from one's heart, so it's a bit higher. And then Dampe Chegi Jimpa, the gift of the Dharma, that's why it's the Pendakpa Dampa, the highest benefit. As much as there was, so Gautam the Buddha has benefited those bodhisattvas and mahasattvas. So what's the difference between bodhisattvas and mahasattva? Bodhisattva means those who have planted their root of merits to help others. But there's a thin line. Mahasattva means same thing, to help others, but they'll help even in a difficult situation, even if they have to sacrifice their life, like Lord Jesus, Socrates, and all those Al-Hilaj Mansur, Baha'u'llah, all those people who have even sacrificed their life, those people could be termed as Mahasattva. So then, again, second statement, Subhuti Max is, Tishin Shikpa Dha Chompa Yang Dapa Zope Sangye Ki, Jansu Sempa Sempa Chempo, Namla Yongsute Pe Dampa Jinye Pa Yongsute Pani, Jamden De Ngomsar Lasu, they worship Ngomsar Lasu. So Subhuti is saying Bhagavan has also entrusted, means given them to shoulder certain responsibility to carry forth and spread the Dharma, perhaps to other sentient beings. That's by practicing themselves first. So with the highest faith, Bhagavan has entrusted them. That's what it means. And Chomden Dedi Ngomsar Lasu. So Bhagavan, it's really astonishing, it's really amazing what Bhagavan has done, all these things to Bodhisattva and Mahasattva. And Buddha was also known as Devar Shekpa. Sugata means gone to bliss, Devar Shekpa. So to the bliss Buddha has reached in a literal meaning. So Ngomsar Lasu, it's really astonishing. So Chomden De Jansu Sempe Take Pala Yang Dak Pra Jukpe Jitar Nepergi, Jitar Dupergi, Jitar Ja Sem Raptu Zongwargi. So this is how Subhuti opens up the discussion by asking 3 questions. Those bodhisattvas who have entered purely Yana Dakparjukpa, means Jansu Sempe Thekpa, the third bodhisattva Yana, the third vehicle out of 9 vehicles. So Jitar Nepergi, how to manage, Jitar Dupergi, how to practice further, Jitar Sem Raptuzungi, how to control the thoughts, because this bodhisattva, mahasattva, I've read in some other books that they cannot manage where they are, and they will survive only 3 days after attaining that wood, and they can even leave the body and go to a most attractive, blissful place, the great beyond. So, but how to now manage, because they are not the Dzogpe Sangye, they are not the Sambuddha. So how to practice further? They have to do additional practice from their level on. Jitar Sem Raptuzungi, how to control thoughts, not the discursive thoughts they have like ours, but that thought of inquisitiveness, what next in that great level. And one another thing, according to what I've read, is the great attraction towards the great beyond. So that's why Buddha actually have in my second video, I've already explained how Buddha has taught them to abide here through the generation of bodhicitta to help all sentient beings. So let me explain here also so that I can add more light. Last time it was my first reading, so I would have missed something. So this is my second reading. Likewise, it will go on. So Jikter Sam Raptosung Wargi Tikichi Selpadang, that's how Subhuti has asked the Buddha or prayed to Buddha. Chomden Deki Sedang Dempa Rabjula Dikichi Katseldo. Now in return Buddha has Sedang Dempa Miss Venerable Rabjul Miss Subhuti to the Venerable Subhuti. Buddha has instructed in this manner, Dikichi, thus instructed Katseldo. Rabjur Lexo Subhuti, excellent. Rabjur de Dijin no de Dijinti, that's how it is. Dijin Shake Pe, Jansu Sempa Nam La Pen Dak Pe Dam Pe Pen Dak. So I have benefited with the highest benefit, those bodhisattvas and mahasattvas, and also Dijin Shake Pe, Jansu Sempa Nam La Yongsute Pe Dam Pe Yongsute Do. I have also entrusted them with the highest faith because they have to shoulder this great Upadesh teaching of Buddha, which has never happened in aeons and aeons. So Rabjur de Chirinyana like Raptur Ila Zunshi. Therefore, Subhuti, listen well and remember well. Or listen well and attentively. Raptur Ila Zunshi, remember well. Jansu Sempe Tekpala Yang Dakpra Jukpe, Jikter Nepar Jawada, Jikter Dupar Jawada, Jikter Sem Raptu Zunwa, Jawar, Nye Chela Shedo. Now those who have entered the Bodhisattva Veka, Jansu Sempe Tekpala. Yang Dakpar purely enter. Yang Dakpar Jukpe, Jikter Nepar Jawa, how to manage or how to abide there. Jikter Dupar Jawa, how to further progress or practice. Jikter Sem Raptu Zunwa, Jawa Nye Chela Shedo, how to control that thoughts. Disturbed thoughts, not our actually exactly discursive thoughts, but I have already explained. I'm explaining to you. That's what Buddha has instructed. Then Subhuti further authenticates, yes, Bhagwan, that's what I have asked. That's what he said. That's how it is. Rabjur. Chomden de Kitar Nyan Padang. Now Buddha, Venerable Subhuti, listen in accordance with Buddha. Chomden de Kitar Nyan Padang. Chomden de Ki Sedang de Hempa Rabjur La de Kiche Katsel To. So to the Venerable Subhuti, Buddha has instructed like this. How? Rabjur Dila Jansu Sempe Tekpa La Yang Dak Prajukpe. Those of you who have entered this Bodhisattva vehicle purely, Di Nyamdu, produce a thought, Chittopat, in this manner. Di Nyamdu, think in this manner. Dagi, by myself, by me, Semchen Jitsam, Semchen Due Deepa. Now, as much as there are beings, Semchen Jitsam, Semchen Due Deepa, Tam under the Tam, they have been assembled and Tam as a Semchen, one who has Sem. And those beings, Tam under the Tam, being Due Deepa, and there are 4 types. Gonga Lekepam, those born from the eggs. In Lekepam, those born from the womb. Disher Lekepam, those born from the heat and moist, temperate and heat. Day means temperate or heat. Moist share Lekepam, those trees, insects, all those things. Then Zitekepam, those miraculously born, like Guru Rinpoche and many other beings. Zukchen Nam, those who have form. Zukchen Mayin Pam, those who are formless. Dushechen Nam, those who can perceive. Dushe Mepam, those who cannot perceive, like stones, all those things, or even there are Dushimepilha, some form of God realms, where they are in a complete oblivion state, in a state of limbo. So Dushime mean Nam, also those who cannot perceive or non-perception, there are also certain beings falling into that category. Semchen Yikham, so there are as much as the living beings realms. Jitsam, Semchen Yikham, Jitsam, Semchen Dudakpe Takpa, so those innumerable realms termed as the realm of beings, Takpa, Dedaktam, and all those Pupul Hama Mepa, Nyangel Le Depe, Ingsu, Yongsu, Nyangel Le Dao, one should Bodhisattva should produce a thought in such a manner that all those beings, term as a being under the term being, and as much as there are realms of beings, all those I must cause to pass beyond suffering. Nyanginle de. That too, Phungpo Lakma Mepa, there are other skandhas. Phungpo means actually, you can say name and form, Namarupa, or you can just say our body and rest of the qualities. Zuk, Chorwa, feelings, Dushe, perception, Duje, mental formation, then Nampur Shaper, our consciousness. So these 5 forms the Phungpo, or the 5 skandhas they are called. But there are some Phungpo called skandhas called Nyor Lempe Phungpo, which will propitiate rebirth, or anything like which will never allow us to end this cyclic existence. But here Phungpo Lakma Mepa means completely exhausted that 5 skandhas, whereby we will never be reincarnated or reborn as this kind of beings under these realms full of suffering. So those like that, I should cause them to pass beyond suffering. They pay, and where? Transport them to Ingsu, means the Dharmata, or Dharmadhatu, the primordial ground. Yongsu means without leaving anything remainder. Nyangenle Dao Lakma Mepa means Phungpo Lakma Mepa, not remaining any remainder of skandhas, and also not leaving any remainder, meaning those beings only. So because beings are skandhas. So Yongsu entirely, Nyangenle Dao cause them to pass beyond suffering. Dao means cause them to cross over mountain or cross over this suffering, samsara. That's how it is. Now, there's a great bit instruction actually. It's not a easy thing to understand. I've already mentioned in the beginning, this Diamond Sutra, if you do not understand in the first go, I think we should not be saddened, because this is the culmination of entire 84,000 verses of Buddha. If we don't understand it, should not come out as a surprise to us, because we have to strive. We have to keep on reading, try to find new meaning, refer many other texts to understand this highly summarized sutra. Detar, likewise, Semchen Semepa Yongsu Nyangenle Dechang means although innumerable beings have been caused to pass beyond samsara, Dechang, Semchen Gaya Yongsu Nyangenle Depar Jurpar Medo Nyamdu Sem Keparjao. No being at all has been caused to pass beyond the samsara. Nyamdu, that's how you should think or generate your mind. Keparjao, Sem Keparjao. So here there are lots of meanings. This is just surface meaning, because Buddha explains why. Why one bodhisattva should think in that manner, that although innumerable beings have been caused to pass beyond suffering, yet no being at all had been caused to pass beyond suffering. That's what one should generate the mind. That's what Buddha says. But why? Why is that so? Rabjor, Gelte, Changshu Sempa Semchen Du Dushe Jugna, those bodhisattvas or body beings, if they are identified with or perceive, if they perceive beings, the Changshu Sempa mi that body being won't be called as a body being. That being won't be called as a bodhisattva or body being. If he has a perception of being, then if he has a perception of being, then why? Then he'll be identified with this. Buddha explains. Why is that so? Why he or she cannot be called a body being if he or she perceives being? Rab Dechi Cherjana, why is that so? Rabjor. Gansim chen du dushe jugam, sokto dushe jugam, gansato dushe jugna de jangchu sempazi mijawe chirro, those beings who identified themselves or perceives beings and also perceives sok to dushe jugam, the ending of life, or the prana, or you can say even soul in a simple way. Those who are identified or perceived as a soul. Then gangzaktu, or person, there's a person, perception of a person. then the Jiangsu Sempa Je Mijawa Chiro, it simply means Chiro, Mijawa Je Mijawa Chiro cannot be called body being, that bodhisattva, that Jiangsu Sempa Je Mijawa Chiro. So, Yang Rabjor, Jiangsu Sempa, Nepola Minepa Jinpa Jao. From there, we'll start in our second video.